I've been reading Maul for a couple months at least, so that'll be fun to finally finish the book, right? Right. I gotta trim this nail down. It is way too long for me. I have never been able to have like long nails. This is like the longest I've ever been, and they're not even that long, but it's driving me nuts. There we go. Much better. So how's everybody doing on this lovely Thursday? Is everybody excited for the long weekend? Weirdly enough, my company gives me off, like, I'm off, Gideon! So weirdly enough, my company gives me off for the Friday before Memorial Day, which is not a holiday, but does not give me off for President's Day. I know, it's been a while. Or Veterans Day. But we get off for Juneteenth. So we get off for Juneteenth, and we get off the Friday before Memorial Day, but we do not have off on President's Day or Veterans Day. Mindless, I have been so busy. Like you would not believe. Notice how I haven't had time to play video games with y'all either. Just putting that. Or other days. Yeah. Trying to think of other days that we don't have off. Oh, I don't get off for like New Year's Eve. Trying to think of some of the other holidays. So like a lot of my friends get off for the other holidays, but I don't. Sorry, I am super distracted and super tired. Yeah, he's a mutual of mine. We've been like, he and I became mutuals long back before Dapper Manny got like popular. Yeah. So he and I have been mutuals for a really long time. Also, what do you guys think? I got my new glasses today. I know, they look almost exactly like my old ones. These are just slightly smooth. So, like, as I was showing Manda Dead earlier, I was like, my normal glasses are this wide, and these are like this wide. I don't know. I think I lost like half an inch on the frame or whatever. Hi, Pentali. Yes, XL's. Yeah, but I figured it out. They can just be XXL Tip Yip. So Tip Yip is in the Galaxy's Edge cookbook. It's chicken. It's just roast chicken is all that Tip Yip is. So that's what I'm thinking is like we could do XXL Tip Yip and have turkey legs in Galaxy's Edge. I feel like it would fit in with the aesthetic of Ronto roasters, no less. So like I feel like I feel like you could do that. Like it would match the theme. I feel like turkey legs are perfectly on theme. No, because tauntaun legs. No, tauntaun legs are a different shape. I'm telling you, Tip Yip. It is in the Galaxy's Edge cookbook. It is already like there. We could just have XXL Tip Yip. XXL Tip Yip legs. So that's all I'm saying. I'm saying we could totally market this. You know what? I'll bring it up to a cast member when I'm there next week. But yeah, I'm just saying, we could totally get turkey. I feel like we can theme turkey legs into Galaxy's Edge, no problem. So I don't know who we need to call at Disney to make this happen, but I feel like we need to have turkey legs at Galaxy's Edge, and we can call it XXL Tip Yip. Do you porg soup or pog soup? So do you mean like a soup made from porgs, or do you mean the Mandalorian pog soup? The event Saturday should be fun. Yes. Hey, I'm looking forward to Saturday. If the right people are there Saturday, you'll suggest it. So, like, there's porgs, which are the animal, and then there's pog soup, which is from The Mandalorian. I do not know what pog soup is made of. That would be good. Yeah, it would be really good if they made, like, I was thinking, like, pog. I feel like pog soup would be like a butternut squash bisque. I feel like that's what pog soup is. I could be wrong. Do they have a recipe for pog soup? Let's look. Pog soup. Enjoy pog soup. A creamy, fragrant soup seasoned with aromatic spices and blended fresh vegetables. Coconut milk adds a finely creamy touch. I was pretty close with the butternut squash. Yes, I know Chopper. I've met Chopper. I've met several Choppers. We have two down here. Like our droid builders, the Mid-Atlantic droid builders have two Choppers at least. We might have three. But there's two for sure. One of them has the head bobble, the other one doesn't. And yeah. No, the Chopper. Oh! Like the actual Chopper that they used in the show? That's super cool. But I will say that if you talk to the right people, oh, like movies, the one at the parks. Yeah, Chopper. What about him? I mean, I just want to say that if you talk to the right people and they do take the idea of XXL Tip Yip, as much fun as I would love for me to be included in the unveiling of the extra large Tip Yip, please make sure that they are aware of Dapper Manatee and Dapper Manatee's love of turkey legs. Oh, that's cool. I know the guy that built Wally that they use at the parks, or at least assisted in the creation of Wally for the parks. He lives not that far away from me. Tip Yip, XXL Tip Yip could have saved the Star Cruiser. Maybe. Hey, the glare is mostly gone now. Look at that. I'm not getting the weird. I mean, there's a little bit, but it's not as bad as it was in my old glasses. Nice. But yeah, if you talk to the right people, make sure they know about Dapper Manatee and his love of turkey legs. But I wouldn't be opposed of being a part of the unveiling of XXL Tip Yip. The only reason I'm not like a huge turkey leg fan. I know that's sacrilege. I'm just not a huge turkey leg fan. But because of the Dapper Manatee, I started ordering turkey legs, and they are really good. It's just they're like huge, and I can't eat that much. Watching the same fight every time you go would hit hard with a big old Tip Yip leg. It would. I mean, so I share when I go to the park, like when I do this like annual, what is it? How did I put it to my coworker? My coworker asked if I'm going to Disney again, and I said yeah. I said I have to make my annual pilgrimage to Disney World and pay my tithe to the mouse. So we share them. I don't get them in Magic Kingdom. I get them in Epcot when we're playing. Something stuck in my teeth. I get them when we're in Epcot, and I share them with my friends. Like we get one turkey leg for the three of us. Cause And even then, like, usually by the time we get to the American pavilion, we're so full from the other snacks and drinks that we ate at the other countries that, yeah, the turkey leg, we ate about half of it. Between three of us, we eat half of it. So, but yeah, I'm thinking we should make this happen. I don't know, like, maybe I should start making videos about Tip Yip, XXL Tip Yip. I'm just gonna start making videos about it and tagging Disney parks. Not that they're ever gonna watch them, but. So, where are Luna and Omni? I can't read without them. Let me share it with them. They might not be awake. And Tony. Why isn't Luna on my favorites? Hang on. I don't want to read without them. I certainly don't want to read without Luna, seeing how as Luna has been here every single chapter. Your hands will get sticky. That's part of the right path. And I like Dapper Mandy's suggestion of having like different flavored turkey legs. Like, we need like a sweet and spicy turkey leg. Like flamin' garlic would be amazing. Truffle. What about a Parmesan truffle? Ooh, yeah. Parmesan truffle turkey legs. I mean, there's a poutine stand at Disney Springs. What if they put a turkey leg stand at Disney Springs? And it's just like, cause like the poutine stand at Disney Springs is really good. Like the traditional poutine, great. However, they're like other flavors of poutine are delicious. Like the one we had last year was like had like the cilantro crema on top, and it was so good. Yes, garlic turkey legs. I think we need a garlic turkey leg. What did I say? Parmesan black truffle oil, Parmesan truffle. We need like a hot honey. Like we could totally get Mike's Hot Honey to sponsor a turkey leg. Duck à l'orange? I don't know. Like what other flavors of turkey leg could we have? I don't know. I think we have options here. I think we have some really good options. So I think we need to make this happen. I don't know who I have to talk to at Disney to make this happen, but I need to make this happen, man. Favorite sandwich is a club with pesto. Ooh, a pesto turkey leg. That would definitely be good. Oh, and then you could have like a turkey leg dipping sauce flight. So you could get like a big thing of your favorite dipping sauce, or you can get like little tiny of like all the dipping sauces. Somebody called Disney. Like, we've got some ideas here to really sell some turkey legs. So, my friend knows how to make them. We have this idea that we're gonna use his smoker because he has like a I don't know, a big green egg or whatever. So we're gonna use his smoker, and he's got the pink salt to make the inside of the turkey leg be pink, and we're gonna smoke them. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Put the sauces in the Rancor tooth flight. Yes. Oh my gosh, we got so many good ideas. Somebody call Disney. I don't even have to be in a commercial for it. Okay? I just want to be a part of it. I would like a little bit of credit for creating the idea with Dapper Mandy. Maybe. Ooh, there we go. Disney brings me and Dapper Mandy together, right? We get together and we share a turkey leg. Him just because he loves turkey legs, and me because I love Star Wars and I came up with the Star Wars turkey leg idea. Just saying. Just saying. I do take annual passes as payment. I don't know how, even if, like, I looked at the idea of possibility of getting an annual pass, and it's, hello there, General Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yep. Yep. This would be awesome. We meet again. I know. Think of me buying 3 a year of the annual passes. Ah, this is $1 billion idea. I know. This is like amazing ideas here. Yes, Obi Mom is over there. Oh, Obi Mom, Mindless says hi, because Mindless is over on my computer. Yeah, but Disneyland is cheaper than Disney World for the annual passes. Disneyland is cheaper. Also, Thentali says hi. You saw the Mando movie? I'm jealous. I don't know when I'm gonna get to see it. Cause tomorrow, me with Universal annual pass. I almost bought a Universal. See, the problem is I would like a Universal annual pass, like that would be cool to me. But see, don't tell me that, because I knew it was gonna be meh, and I already knew that it was gonna be mid. I knew it was gonna be mid. I knew it. But don't tell me anything about it. I'm still gonna love it. I looked at getting a Universal annual pass, but it doesn't include HHN, which is the problem. I needed to include HHN for it to be worth it, because I love going to HHN. But it doesn't include, unless I get like the super high tier pass, which you can get Epic if you go to their like super premium blah 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 pass that costs almost as much as the Disney annual pass, then you can get Epic Universe and Hollywood Halloween Horror Nights. But I don't want all that nonsense. I just want an affordable pass with an HHN ticket. And yes, I did see that there's going to be a Sinner's House. I have my fingers crossed. Like, I know that they got rid of the balloon. So they had that, like, spoiler map that they did back in January, and it had that, but then they took the balloon off the map. But when I saw the balloon, I was like, oh, it's going to be a Welcome to Derry house. It's going to be an It house. It's going to be awesome. But then they took the balloon off. So it's not there anymore. I got replaced with something else, which has me sad because I really wanted a Welcome to Derry house at HHN 35. There are 2 other houses though that I'm super excited for from like the spoiler map that I think are correct. I think there's gonna be an Evil Dead burn house. Because they have like the book on fire, so that says Evil Dead Burn to me, which is kind of nice. I'm kind of excited for that one. And they have one that's a pin cushion, which I think this year is the like 40th anniversary of Hellraiser, and they're releasing a new game, and they're doing some Hellraiser stuff. Some like new sort of thing. So I'm hoping that means it's a Hellraiser house, and I'm hoping it's like classic 1980s Hellraiser, not like whatever the modern stuff is. Like, I would love to do an HHN house that is classic Hellraiser. Like that would be awesome to me. Yep, Evil Dead Burn. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be an Evil Dead Burn house. But I'm hoping I'm fingers crossed they bring back the Welcome to Derry house, because that would make me so excited. I mean, it would fit with the theme, right? The carnival theme. He's a clown. Nah, uh. I really hope they do a Welcome to Derry house. I really like. That'll be in the. I already made my hotel reservation, but if they do a Welcome to Derry house, like, Minnie Mando and I are so there, because Minnie Mando loves it. So one of them is Sinners. So we have a Jack and Oddfellows house, from what I gather. and there is a Sinner's house. And those are the only two houses that we have officially announced. Hopefully we get more. I don't know when we're going to find out more houses, but did they announce a Jason house? I don't think so. Let's look. Halloween Horror Nights 2026. Yeah, they only have 2 announced for right now. They have Jack and Oddfellows, Chaos and Control, and Sinners. Those are the only 2 that we know right now. I don't think they have the spoiler map anymore, but let me look. HHN 2026 map. So it looks like there's going to be another Terrifier house, which will make me super excited. So yeah, initially there was one that had the balloon on it. And now that one's gone. Some people have said that there might be a Scream house maybe this year, which would be kind of cool if they did a Scream house. Yeah, so here's the spec map. I don't know. Huge Coke bottle glasses. I don't think they're huge Coke bottle glasses. I mean, I have big glasses. But that's what comes with the territory of wearing glasses since I was 4. I don't know. We'll see what they I don't know. Everyone's saying there's going to be like an Aussie house. But I don't think they're going to do an Aussie house. I honestly don't think that they're going to do an Aussie house. Mainly because like I don't think that the Ozzy Osbourne's family is really like doing a whole lot at the moment still, so it's not letting me on Instagram. So yeah, there's a pin cushion, there's a book that's on fire. We'll see. I don't know which one would be Sinners on the spec map. I can see lots of things without my glasses. I can even read without my glasses. I'm farsighted, not nearsighted, but still. I doubt it. The most recent Mummy did not do well in theaters, so I don't think they're going to do anything with that. maybe a Stranger Things house. I honestly don't know. Oh, that's right. I have to look. I have to go on Instagram. Centauri, is there any point to this conversation about you making fun of my glasses? Like, seriously? Are you 5? The last time I had somebody make fun of my glasses was in the 4th grade. That was like a long time ago. Do you have a point? The house is gonna be looking like something called Club Juke. That would be interesting. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing for this. It'll be cool to see what happens, but okay. You can be muted for a little bit. You can't be respectful, you can shut the heck up. Anyway, we have reading to do. We have literally like 7 pages, 8 pages. We have 8 pages left. Chapter 74. Diastole. When Vosa's hands reached out to touch his chest, Maul had to fight back an instinctive desire to lash out and knock her away. Don't move, she said, eyes closed. If this is going to work, I need to see inside. He forced himself to hold still, jaw clenched, arm rigid at his sides. He could feel his hearts pounding together in unison, cardiac muscle contracting, ventricles paddling their way through a sea of leftover adrenaline from their battle as they counted down the final, helpless seconds of his life. Is there a chance that a cute vampire leans me into a closet? I don't know. But there was something else inside him, too. A subtle, probing presence that he identified as a telekinetic representation of Vosa herself, winding its way through the chambers of his heart. What are you? Egan asked from behind her. Quiet. She waited and glanced at Maul. Hold your breath. Through gritted teeth, Maul said, Why? Because everything moves when you breathe, and I've only got one shot at this. Raising one hand slightly, she spread her fingers and then brought them together as if taking hold of some invisible object. Your hearts are always in motion. I've got less than a second when all 4 chambers are at rest. Maul felt a bright shock of pain cut through his left chest. He fought the urge to react. It took every ounce of willpower that he had, and then it was gone. Vosa opened her eyes and looked at him. That's it? Whoa, Egan said, sounding impressed. How'd you do that? You sure you got both of them? No, Vosa said, but if I'm wrong, we'll all know soon enough. She glanced at the crate on the floor of the medbay. Come on, let's move this thing out of here, before another one of us ends up dead. The journey back to the hangar was largely uneventful, carrying the crate between the 3 of them with Egan helping to compensate for Maul's steadily weakening right arm. They made good time. Only once did they come across any sign of life. A small-scale standoff in the prison's metal shop, between a heavily armed guard of new inmates and the last remaining guards. From what Maul could see, the guards were winning, but only because they knew the terrain. He watched without any particular interest as the 2 of the corrections officers ambushed one of the inmates from behind and tossed him into one of the huge steel baling and shredding machines. The prisoner didn't even have time to scream. Beneath him, the floors of Coghive 7 gave a sudden galvanic lurch. The familiar clamor of clockwork began to reverberate through the walls. What was that? Vosa asked from her end of the crate. Maul and Egan exchanged a single glance, then Egan nodded her onward. It means we have to hurry. By the time they got to the corridor outside the hangar, the walls were peeling apart, sliding sideways and slamming together in an ill-fated attempt to align themselves into new levels and layers. The slamming and scraping noises down here were close to deafening. Vosa kept throwing wild glances around her as they stepped over the gaps opening up in the floor around them. In every direction, the great metal landscape was racked by constant erratic shuddering. Is this normal? she shouted. Egan ducked as a massive sheet of steel flew past his head, spiraling in midair and embedding itself in the opposite wall. Nothing's normal here, the boy muttered. The sooner we're out of here, the better. Maul trained his eyes on the corridor ahead. As preoccupied as he was with getting the crate aboard the Bandolgora's ship, there was no mistaking the fact that this reconfiguration was different. The gears and sprockets of Coghive 7 were bent on ripping themselves to shreds. Whether this was some kind of automated self-destruct mode or simply the inevitable outcome of the matching algorithm run amok, he neither knew nor cared. They were running out of time. That would be interesting, Victor. I could go for a Borderlands house. Then he realized something else was happening as well. The walls were closing in. He spied the docking port and moved faster, forcing Egan and Vosa into a near run to keep pace. Going somewhere? A voice behind the mast. Maul's head snapped around to see the fully projected hologram of Jabba poised on his repulsor platform, leering back at them like the last lord of creation. Standing directly in front of the hologram, Maul could see a Trandoshan mercenary, a blaster rifle gripped in his hands. The mercenary leveled the weapon at them until the blaster's barrel became a perfect, staring O. They did a Fallout house last year, Silver. I think you've made a friend, Jabba said, nodding at Vosa. Sewage always stinks to meet the lowest level. Why am I not surprised? He didn't wait for their reply. What's in the crate? None of your concern, Maul said. We're leaving with it. Leaving? The Hutt chortled and cast a glance at the walls of the hangar. No, I think you'll be staying here. I like the idea of seeing you and your new companions being crushed to a pulp inside this metal coffin. Hang on. Vosa's hands went to her lightsabers. Last chance, Jabba. Not this time, scum. With a grimace, the Hutt gestured. The repulsor platform pivoting around and the Trandoshan opened fire. Maul was already moving. Dropping his end of the crate, he leapt forward, activating his lightsaber midair and executed a weightless, Ataru-style spin, ducking the volley of blaster fire and swinging the blade in an arc at the Trandoshan's neck. The blow decapitated his opponent so swiftly that for a moment, the mercenary's headless body remained erect at the edge of the floating platform before tumbling off, disappearing into a gap that had just opened below them. Yes! 1,000 times yes, Silver. Jabba's eyes rolled up to meet Maul's. The crime lord was saying something, but the words were blocked out by the bleeding cacophony of mechanical noises, and it hardly mattered anyway. With an offhand swing of one arm, the Hutt indicated the docking berth. Maul jumped back down to where Egan and Vosa were waiting. Together they carried the crate up the gangway toward the port where Jabba's ship, the Star Jewel, was waiting for departure. Chapter 75. 500 Republica. Oh, I know this. Isn't that's Palpatine's house, I thought. The lights were dimmed for the evening, and Palpatine emerged from his shower, freshly toweled and draped, in a Dramasian shimmer silk robe, to find Higo Damask sitting in the dressing room waiting for him. Oh, that would be a sight! To get out of the shower and Plagueis is just, like, sitting in my room, like, what's up, dude? That's disturbing. Also, rude. Okay, you don't just like show up in somebody's bedroom while they're showering. Okay, rude. Master, the senator paused in his tracks, his slippered feet coming to rest on the richly brocaded rug. Welcome. The unheralded appearance of the Mune here in his apartment at this hour of the night caught Palpatine off guard, even as he was forced to admit that Damask, as Lord Plagueis, had been in his unconscious thoughts for some time. This is an unexpected pleasure. Plagueis nodded. There are times when those seem to be the only pleasures left, he replied cryptically, and then waved the thought away. But never mind that. You must forgive me the melancholy ruminations, Lord Sidious, even as you forgive the uninvited visit. Any visit from you is welcome. Even now? The Mune inquired. Under these circumstances? Sidious gazed at him for a moment before nodding. Ah, he said, you refer to the recent developments on Coghive 7. Yes, I've been informed. There is no Coghive 7 any longer, it seems, Plagueis reminded ruminatively. At this point, all scanners report nothing but a loose metallic debris field somewhere in the outer rim. As requested. Indeed, the Mune agreed. Apparently, the entire space station ripped itself to shreds. He paused, meeting Sidious's gaze. Immediately after the departure of your apprentice, and he did complete his mission perfectly, did he not? Yes, Sidious said with a nod. According to our initial bioscans, there were no survivors, Plagueis said almost gently, including your primary target, Iram Radik. Sidious stared at the Mune for a long, searching moment, wondering if there was something else beneath Plagueis's words. An entire substratum of meaning that he'd overlooked until now. Had Plagueis begun to guess his true purpose in sending Maul to Coghive 7? How would he react to the revelation of what had happened in those final moments? If he ever found out that the Bando Gora had been there and taken possession of the nuclear device, whose procurement had been his ultimate goal there. Yes, Plagueis was apparently already moving on to other things. As you have already learned, he said, the Force has a purpose and a will for all things that even you and I have only begun to discover. By exploiting its fullness, we stand to inherit untold power and glory. Plagueis paused. Together. Sidious said nothing for a long moment, then he nodded. Very well, he said, and then with some difficulty managed an indulgent smile. Although I cannot help feeling that in some way, by risking the possibility of exposure, I have failed you as well. Hello, Dizzy. Yes, that was the end of... Have you? Plagueis regarded him inscrutably. It seems early to make such a sweeping condemnation. Then with a slow exhale of air that signaled the conversation was over, he rose to his feet. It is late, Senator Palpatine, and I know that your hours of privacy and leisure are becoming increasingly limited, so I'll show myself out. 1 second. His yellow eyes gleamed. We'll speak again soon. He left Sidious standing in his dressing room. It was a long time before the Sith Lord moved again, stepping away from the place where he'd been standing and going to seal the hatch of the dressing room, closing himself inside. We are finishing Maul Lockdown. We are on the very last chapter. Like 3 pages. So we've been reading Maul Lockdown. But we are done with that tonight, and starting Monday, we will start our new book, Queen's Peril. We are slowly but surely working our way through the Legends timeline, sort of, because I have ADHD and because I read the books that I want, because it's my channel, I do what I want. We do occasionally change, but we are reading mostly through the Legends timeline. I am occasionally adding other books part of the timeline. Yeah. So this is part of canon timeline, Queen's Peril is, but, I wanted to get Padme's perspective on the whole situation before we read The Phantom Menace. So, yeah. So after this book, which is relatively short, actually, we will read the Phantom Menace book. Like, you want to know where I find all these books? Like, how do I get all the books? So, I use thrift books to buy a lot of my books nowadays. Mainly because used books are more sustainable than new books. So I buy used books. They're cheaper, they're more sustainable, environmentally friendly, you know, all that jazz. If you would like your own copy of the books, I have a discount code for thrift books, LINK in the BIO, to quote Mr. Pierre. So you can get a discount on books from thrift books if you want more books of yourself. Um, that's just a thing. I would suggest getting these books that I get and reading along with this and building your own Star Wars library. I am very much like I am a book girl. I have a huge selection of books I keep all the time. Um, and I also read on Kindle. I also read Audible. Like I listen to audiobooks. I read on my Kindle. Um, but hard copies are nice to have too. I have Queen's Peril in Audible, which is really funny because I had started reading it. And when I started reading Queen's Peril, I was sitting there and I was just kind of going like, why does the voice sound so familiar? I know it's not Natalie Portman. I know it's not Natalie Portman. And I was like, this voice just sounds so familiar. Why? It's the voice actress for Padme. So for the Queen's books that they made from E.K. Johnston, in Audible, they're all read by Padme's voice actor from Clone Wars. Go figure. So, all right. Last chapter. Is it read by Ashley Eckstein? That's kind of cool. And if you want a good book for Audible and you're super into Star Wars, it's Tales from the Clone. Is it Tales from the Clone Wars? Is that what it's called? It's got a lot of the voice actors from Clone Wars in it that are reading in their voices. And it's great. It's absolutely lovely. So, just as a side note. Chapter 76. Our last chapter. After image. In the cargo hold, Maul squatted in the corner, staring protectively at the crate in front of him. He could feel the lethal warmth and vitality of the weaponized uranium, and knew that its deliverance here into the hands of Kamari Vosa meant that he had been successful, but it meant little to him. Although he had been released from Coghive 7, the electrostatic charges deactivated and dislodged from his hearts, some part of him still felt caged. There you go. Also get them in the library. Libraries are good to support too. I just buy my books because I'm very bad at returning my books back to the library, and so I might as well just buy the book outright from the get-go rather than wait to pay a fine that was more expensive than the book just buying it. So like I said, if they don't have the book that you want, there is a discount code for thrift books in my bio that you can definitely use to get cheaper books. And help me earn points to get more books, which is why I set up gift goals and all that. I prefer paperback because I can hold them easier. He had not yet heard from his master. Rising to his feet, he paced the length of the hold, turned, and walked back again, his eyes never leaving the crate. Until such time as Darth Sidious came to him directly to commend him on the success of his mission, he remained restless and pensive. The hull of the Star Jewel trembled slightly around him, its great engines gnashing their way from the Theron sector through the Caesar Run on its way back to Hutt space. When Maul would part ways with Egan, Kamari Vosa, and the weapon itself. From there, the future was uncertain. He was acutely aware of Sidious's instructions not to reveal himself as a Sith Lord, or rely upon the Force. Unless... No, there could be no mistaking the message. Sidious had intended for him to unleash the full strength of the dark side, and the final moments in the prison, with the worm, with Vosa herself, had been another test, in which he'd only hoped he'd proven himself worthy. So why hadn't Sidious come to him yet? And when would he hear from his master again? He began to pace the hold again, then stopped at the sound of the hatchway hissing open behind him. Maul. Spinning, as he dropped his hand to the hilt of his lightsaber, where it remained even as he recognized the face of the woman emerging from the shadows. What do you want? At first, Vosa didn't answer. It was impossible to say what she was looking for. Sleepy again. From the angle of her head, Maul assumed that her attention was fixated on the crate he'd been guarding, although she might have been looking at him. Just checking on our cargo. Maul didn't move. There seemed to be no appropriate reply to this comment, and he gave none. Jabba's chef is preparing dinner in the galley, Vosa said. I'm fairly sure that he won't poison us, but we should let the boy eat first. Then venturing a step nearer. You do eat, don't you? Maul glared at her and held up one hand. That's close enough. He worships you, you know, the boy. What he saw you do back there. The galaxy will harden him soon enough, Maul said, if it doesn't kill him first. Perhaps you should take him with you, as an apprentice. Maul eyed her speculatively. What would you know about apprentices? Nothing, Bosa said in a quiet voice, then gave a vague, non-committal nod in the direction of the crate. I don't need to know the details of your mission on Coghive 7. I know that your mission there was in service to a sovereign purpose far beyond yourself. As was yours, Maul said. He'd expected her to deny it, to assert that the Bando Gora served only their own purposes, but Vosa actually nodded again. Perhaps that's so, she said. Yet when I look at you and the way that you and I fought that worm together, I can't help but wonder. Don't, he growled. I only meant to say, she faltered, weighing her words carefully. We're neither of us the people that we once were. Who's to say where we might end up? Maul flicked his gaze in her direction, his yellow eyes meeting hers for a fraction of a second. What he felt there, that uncanny familiarity, felt more dangerous and potentially ensnaring than it had back on Coghive 7, and he dismissed it at once. How long until we arrive? You're impatient? Maul dismissed it. Simply ready to put this business behind me. I see. Vosa smiled at his tone as she had expected nothing less. Not long now. Then leave me. Perhaps I'll see you above. But Maul had already turned his back on her to stare down at the crate in the corner of the hold. It wasn't until he heard her leave and the hatch shield shut behind him that he took his eyes off the crate and turned to glance back at the door through which she'd already disappeared. And thus ends our book. We have finished another Star Wars book, y'all. Maul Lockdown is in the books. I'm going to say that out of the Legends timeline that we've read so far, this is probably in third place. So of the 4 that we've read from Legends timeline, not including Death Troopers, but of the 4 so far of like the Plagueis saga and leading up to the events, this is probably third place? They did. Because Dooku was Vosa's master. So they mentioned it briefly. So yeah, this is in third place. I would put Shadowhunter in first place, Plagueis in second place, this is in third place, and obviously Cloak of Deception is in fourth place because that is by far my least favorite Star Wars book I have ever read. It is the most boring Star Wars book ever written, and I will continue giving it that title. Obviously, no hate to James Luceno, because he wrote Plagueis, and he did an amazing job at writing Plagueis, but Cloak of Deception was awful. I hated that book. It was so boring. Oh my goodness. Seriously. Cloak of Deception is the most boring Star Wars book ever written. You know what? I would love to meet James Luceno and just, like, ask him what he was thinking when he wrote Cloak of Deception, to just be like, dude, why? Why is it so boring? Plagueis was so good, and yet Cloak of Deception is so awful. Oh my gosh. So yeah, that, as far as the Legends timeline goes, we are now caught up to the Phantom Menace. It's just now we're gonna pop in a book of our own. That's just to like sort of bring more into the story. I feel like from reading these books and reading the Legends timeline that we're getting like more insight into the story. Like we're getting parts of the story that we don't get in the films and we don't get in the TV shows, like a lot of the behind the scenes shiftings and inner workings and like how Palpatine was playing Plagueis, and Plagueis was like playing Palpatine, and where Maul fits in, and how Dooku became evil. Like, these are things that we don't get. Like, these are just characters that are innately the way that they are. No, I haven't read Tarkin yet. We're not at Tarkin. Where is Tarkin? Is Tarkin even Legends timeline? No, Tarkin is canon. I don't even know where Tarkin fits into the list. Is there a Kindle? There is a Kindle. Who reads the Audible for this one? Who's the... Hang on, let me sign into Audible. Cloak of Deception. Any book would be better than Cloak of Deception. Oh my goodness. That book is just so boring. Who reads anything? What is this, 1894? I read. Because you know what? Reading is good for you. It's good for the soul. It's good for your brain. Yep, you missed Maul. Like, I literally just finished. I waited for you and Luna, but I can't stay up too much longer because I have to go to bed because I have to wake up super early so we can drive to Atlanta. Let's see. Who reads Tarkin? I haven't read Catalyst yet either. Catalyst would be interesting to read.
This is Audible.
A long time ago. In our Senate applauds the Emperor's every decree, and the populations of the core worlds bask in a sense of...
I mean, I could be okay with that. Like, the narrator sounds okay. Yeah, I think it'd be okay. Do I read fiction or nonfiction? I read both. I mean, on live, I just read Star Wars books. That's kind of what I read on live is just Star Wars books. Yes, you are right, mindless. Reading is good for you. It's good for the brain, it's good for the body, it's good for the soul. It's just good for you. You can learn things in books. Butterfly in the sky, I can know twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, Reading Rainbow. Ooh, that's kind of cool. You've been reading a lot of Kafka, really? I mean, personally, like in my personal life, the books that I read all kinds of stuff. Oh, hang on. Puzzle piece. I read nonfiction, I read fiction. Okay, Omni. See you on Monday. Like my nonfiction stuff is mostly about gardening. And then occasionally, like, I like to read books that are just a collection of random facts, particularly about sociology and history. Like I enjoy books like that. They're just random. I like going to the bargain section at Barnes and Noble and finding random books that are just like history, like really good sort of short blurbs about things that happen in history. I enjoy that. Fiction wise, I read all kinds of fiction. I read science fiction, high fantasy, Star Wars, historical fiction. I mean, I read pretty much everything. And I, like every other woman my age, does enjoy very spicy books. I do enjoy a spicy book. What was it my cousin was asking me? Oh, I had said something about one of my, having like a crush on one of my favorite creators after this whole watermelon crushing trend. And then I said, oh, but I think he's gay though, so it's fine. And then she went, actually, I think he's bisexual. And I was like, oh, that makes him even hotter. And then I said, I mean, a girl loves a reverse harem with some swords crossed. I'm just saying. Just saying. Book talk has got me in a chokehold. I'm so glad I discovered book talk. I don't think I know Splatterpunk. I want to read Dungeon Crawler Carl because I've heard it's really good. The Witcher books. I have not read the Witcher books, but I think Mando Dad has. Mando Dad, I think, wrote it or read it. We have some of them, I thought. He likes The Meg. I read The Meg. It's not really my kind of book, but I read it. I don't know. Like I just read a lot. Yes, they do. Wait, the Dungeon Crawler Carls get very horny? Okay. Originally I was thinking that Mini Mando could read them. Oh, The Witcher. Oh, well, that's not hard. Have you seen Geralt? He's very hot. Very hot. Like, you know, there are men that clean up well, and then there are others that grime up well. Henry Cavill is one that he grimes up very well. And that Hemsworth brother had no business being in The Witcher. Just saying. The second Hemsworth. What's the real crime? I should not be drinking that. It's full of caffeine. It's like this caffeinated electrolyte packet that I put in this. I filled this giant thing up earlier today and I'm still nursing it. This is like 48 ounces. Cheers. That's all he read? Crazy. Well, I think I think I will stay live for another 5 minutes so I hit an hour on the other apps. And then I'm going to go to bed because I have to leave very early in the morning so we can make it to Atlanta on time. I am hoping and praying that we can make it to Atlanta in time to go to the Puppetry Museum on Friday to like get Mini Mando in like a relaxed state so that she does super awesome and amazing on Saturday. So if you guys have the good vibes, send them our way because I'm so excited for Mini Mando to do her first nationals competition. Ah! She's going to do great. She's going to do wonderful. She's going to be fine. It's going to be so awesome. She's going to kick butt. Literally. I'm so excited for her. I think it's going to be super awesome, amazing. Or it's going to go terribly. Like, there's still, like, that part that she's going to do... I don't think she's going to do awful. Like, she's very good at Taekwondo, but I'm still, like, concerned that she's going to choke or something. She's going to get, like, a sudden bout of nerves and then, like, freak out. Hopefully not, though. Hey, Brandon! Hopefully it's all fine and she does super amazing and she kicks the other kid's butt when she goes to spar. Yes, I did see that Dolores was in Batu East. I will be in Batu East next week. Which reminds me, I think I thought of a really good Disney bounding outfit. I was thinking of getting like a black romper and then putting my Imperial patches on it. No, I don't like any of those. Yeah. Yeah, what if I got like a really cute black romper and then put my imperial patches on the sleeves, and then I just have this really cute like summery. Oh, that'll be cool, Brandon. Yeah. Oh, I don't like the sleeves on that. They're ugly. How about this one? No, that one just looks like shorts. Yeah, I just need like a cute black romper that I could wear. That I could put my imperial patches on or something. Actually, I guess I don't need to put the imperial patches on, but I thought that would really like bring home the visual that it is an imperial uniform that I've turned into a romper. I don't know. We'll see. The K-pop bound demon hunters. That's cute. I mean, so when we go to Disneyland, I will be Disney bounding. I just don't have enough time to get like outfits for next weekend. I just don't have time to put anything together. I'm too busy making Mini Mando and Tiny Mando's Disney outfits for when we go to California. Tiny Mando's dress is done. I made her park accurate Daisy dress. I have to make Mini Mando's park accurate mini dress. Oh, that's kind of neat, Brandon. So, anyway, it is 11 o'clock. I'm going to sign off because I am tired and I need to go to bed. I will see you guys all on Monday when we start our new book. Or not Monday. Sorry. Well, I'm actually not going to promise you Monday. I don't think so, Brandon. I don't know. I have to look again. I'm not going to promise you Monday only because we'll be driving back from Atlanta on Monday and I don't know what time we're going to get home. So, probably Monday, but if I'm not on at 10 p.m. on Monday, I will be on at 10 p.m. on Tuesday. So, anyway, I love y'all. I will see you guys next week. It'll be so awesome. Yeah. Love y'all. Have a good weekend. And the same thing goes for you guys over on Twitch and YouTube. I will not be here all weekend, and I may or may not be available on Monday. It depends on what time I get back from Atlanta. But if I'm not on